All right. What up, everybody? I am your host, JP, and this is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everybody.
And welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. And for those people out there right now, welcome to the live stream. Thank you guys for joining us, everybody that's out there. Thank you for being understanding as well, as yesterday was... We're going to get into it, obviously, but yesterday was an event. I wouldn't say it's something that we couldn't have missed, because at this point, I could honestly say we probably could have missed it, but at the same time, it was an interesting thing, something that I do kind of want to talk to you about and kind of break down, get your takeaways from it and everything when we get to that point. But for those in the live stream already, you guys already see where you guys can, obviously talk to us, conversate with us, and have those conversations. And you're here with the live stream, so you can obviously chime in with anything that's happening here. But Josh, for those podcast listeners who don't know where to go and probably don't know if there's more episodes or not, they should if they're on our page, but let them know where they can support us in a big way, give us a movie to review, catch a live stream at one point.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. We post when new episodes are up. You can hit us up there for any news or movies you want us to cover. We go live on Twitch at FilmBros Podcast. You can subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast. You can listen to our episodes anywhere you get your podcasts at FilmBros Podcast. That's Spotify, YouTube Music, things like that. Supporting us in a big way. Buzzsprout link is in those bios of the socials I just gave you. Subscribers get special perks, shout outs on episodes, so we recognize you for helping us out. And again, you help us grow the show that we know you like. That's the gist of it.
Yes. And as always, I don't think we say it enough, but we appreciate y'all for listening. Exactly. We shout out to everybody that interacts with us. Shout out to all those that fuck with us, bro. Shout out to you guys. You guys make it happen, and we're making it happen for you guys.
When did Black Adam come out?
Black Adam came out.
We've been doing this for like a year now.
Yeah, it's been a year.
Damn, bro.
It's coming up on a year.
Yeah.
We're gonna be hitting season 2 probably by the beginning of next year. For a little tidbit for you guys, if you guys were wondering if we have anything in store, any changes, beginning of the new year is gonna be a vibe. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a vibe. We got plans. We got things that we're planning to execute. It's gonna be good. So if you guys are thinking like, oh, what's going to come next? Well, here's your little tidbit. A few months prior to January, there you guys go. We will be expanding and doing other things. It's just this year has been a trip.
For real.
100%. Mm-hmm. It's been good.
It's good.
The ups and downs. The beginning was kind of rough, I'd say, for the podcast. But after we got...
Now we're kind of just...
Yeah, we got the hooks on. We're coasting. Well, I wouldn't say we're coasting. We're not where we need to be. We appreciate y'all. We still shout out to everybody who still fucks with us, but we need those interactions. We need those shares. We need people to listen out. We need to branch out. You need to tell people how great we are, right? Yeah. Like we are pretty fire, if I say it. But let's go ahead and start jumping right into these topics, because somebody that I don't think is on fire, or multiple people, whatever. We got a lot of weird results for that KSI versus Tommy Fury fight. We got a lot of undercards that went down that I was thinking. Salt Poppy is one of them. I thought that was sad. I was kind of rooting for him. I was rooting for who was the Waleed Sharks. I was rooting for him too. He was doing such a good job, and eventually, I feel like the undercard fights were more exciting than the actual Logan Dillon fight and the actual KSI and Tommy.
Yeah,
Fury
they were good undercards.
They were actually like trying. Yeah, like they wanted to do damage and actually box. And this is why I like the influencer boxing scene, because I feel like it would be a good platform to give these lower level boxers a chance to come up. Because before, you would have to be a nobody, and you're a nobody until you finally are good enough to be seen. Well, now you could be average and still have a good career. For people that are introduced to boxing, who wants to dip their toe into it, and it's like, oh, influencer boxing, oh, you want to see more professionals. It's funny because after we changed off that influencer boxing, I put on an actual boxing match, and that room was empty. That room's empty compared to like these influencers. But in the world of boxing, they would be considered nobodies as well. No, they wouldn't know who they are, and they would probably have a different opinion than what other people have. Those undercards were interesting. I thought they were good. Now, let's talk about the Logan and Dylan Dennis. What do you think about that one? How do you feel by the end of it? And I know what you guys are thinking. This isn't film. It's entertainment at the end of the day. Yeah. So it was actually worth.
We have to talk about it.
The watch, and yeah, it's something that really does need to be talked about because I feel like things are about to change 100%. But what'd you take away from that Logan and Dylan fight?
It was just embarrassing, dude. Dylan is running around right now saying that he never got knocked down or whatever, and that he's resilient in the fact that he didn't fall to Logan and things like that. But at the same time, that's because all he was doing was defending, right? For those of you that didn't know, he was just defending, and then toward the end, he did some very out-of-pocket shit, like embarrassing. But I thought overall it was just dumb. And then the way Logan is like, yeah, I won. I won. I can't believe I won. It's like, because your opponent really didn't do anything. So you didn't really try against someone who was trying.
I honestly think he should have just been disqualified, Logan. His security jumped into the ring.
Yeah.
On the 5th round or something. He should have been completely disqualified. There should have not been another round to begin with. And then at the end of it, Dylan decided to do the grapple and obviously try to get him in a guillotine or whatever. And it's like that by that point, the security had already jumped in when he was like pushing him to get him off, because I get it. He was being overwhelmed. Yeah, he was laughing it off, but he knew that shit hurt from Logan.
Yeah.
And it only hurt because he was giving him free shots. And that's only because why? Dylan is not a fighter. He's not a boxer like that. He's not. I'm not going to say he's not a fighter. He's not a boxer.
Yeah.
He's an MMA fighter. Logan will never meet him in a MMA ring, but he will most definitely come at him in a boxing ring where he doesn't know what to do. So that whole speech at the end, it's like it wasn't even warranted. You didn't even knock him out. Like one thing would have been if you knocked him out after all that and then you give that speech. It's like we can't even relate to you, dog. What are you gonna do after this? You're gonna go to WWE? Nobody cares.
He called out
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio.
Stupid, bro.
What the fuck, dude?
That was the dumbest shit, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Logan, tries to make it seem like, oh, it's the biggest night of my life, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You're not even into it. You're not serious about it.
Jake Paul is still a better fighter.
100%.
I can't.
No.
His brother's still the better fighter.
Even then, Jake Paul is kind of like low tier compared to these pro boxers that have been doing it. I think if Jake really goes a little bit longer, I think he can actually have a good chance.
He's still young. He still has the chance.
He's doing the best that he could.
Yeah.
Logan, on the other hand,
6-1.
Logan, on the other hand, dipping in and out of it and acting like it's his sport. It's not his sport. He doesn't play it. He fought 2 matches. He won one, by disqualification from Dennis only because of the 6th round when he grappled him and everything. But before that, his security team jumped in.
Yeah.
So it's like that's disqualification in and itself. Nobody's allowed to step in that ring besides the opponents and the referee. So if somebody from your crew steps in, that's illegal.
Disqualification.
I don't know. That was kind of a weird one.
Yeah, no, I believe that.
But that Tommy Fury and that KSI, that majority win.
That's the one.
People are saying, oh, it's a split decision. Oh, no. People are saying it should have been a split decision or should have went to KSI. But it's like
it was a unanimous decision.
Yeah, it was unanimous, saying that a majority decision basically, and basically said that Fury did a better job.
Yeah. And
I have some clips here. They're actually right here of. Now they're thinking it's going to be a Conor versus KSI fight next, but I don't know about that one. Conor might be able to do some damage this time around. But, KSI. Pissed off, as you can see. He kicks the board in this
Stand one. The Fury name, obviously he's a pro boxer. If I won, it's a mockery for the sport. It's how they see it. I've won it, bro. I won it. I got robbed. It's outrageous, bro. Minus point as well. Bro, I was landing the cleanest shots. He couldn't get any jabs off. Bro, I was out of range every single time. He tried to jab me. I slipped, gave him an uppercut, gave him an overhand, bang on the money. How...
Do you wish? Obviously, look...
I got double jabs on. I don't... He didn't... Fury landed 12 punches the whole fight, and he won it.
The punch stats, as your coach is screaming, the punch stats do indicate that you landed more, you threw more as well.
I threw more and landed more. How did I lose that? He's a pro boxer, bro. He's a pro boxer.
One thing you can take away from this is that you did yourself proud, my friend, and you will get the rematch and you'll win the rematch.
Do you want that rematch?
Bro, I fucking hate losing, man.
We've all been there, my friend. It's all part of it.
What a fucking baby, dude. At least I can't remember how Logan acted when he lost against not Tyson.
Mayweather. He said he didn't lose. He was jumping up and down saying, "I won."
No, yeah, but he lost.
Yeah,
but that's the thing.
There was no winner in that game.
That's why. Yeah, but he was just like, he's been boasting about it like he won. So I guess he isn't being a sore loser, but he took an L.
Yeah,
and he's taking that L or W, whatever way you want to call it.
Yeah, far
better than KSI is taking this L.
Yeah, I mean,
and Jake Paul clowning him, so valid, so real for that. Because I'm just like, dude. He's right. KSI is 30 years old.
I think so
crying
too.
About this.
But what do you call it? But Jake Paul cried about it too when he lost to Tommy. What did he say? Oh, my shoulder. I was injured. Oh, I was sick during camp. Oh, I wasn't at the best spot of my life because I was just coming off an illness. Whatever. Blah blah blah. He made excuses as well. That's the thing is, and this is what I'm gonna like. This fight. Let me just give you my thoughts on the fight real quick. This fight should have never happened. Jake Paul. I understand that happening because he actually worked his way to that point. He got knocked back down perfectly fine. He could find another pro boxer, give it a chance, give some Tommy Fury, give that Tommy Fury rematch a little breathing room, come back, beat him. But Jake Paul, the thing is that he sees him because he's the only one that's willing to stoop down to that level of influencer boxing and just show them, yeah, no, you got to pass me. I'm the next boss before you even move up to professional. You know what I mean? And he's stumping him. It's like two people trying to get into the gates, and it's like, bro, it's showing you humble yourself. Jake Paul 100% should have been fighting Tommy Fury. KSI had no business being in that ring.
He just called him out.
He's not even like doing this for the love of the sport. He's doing this to try to say he's better than Jake Paul indirectly. And that's wrong. Not. That's wrong. That's wrong to do in the first place. I mean, is he not? He has a multi-million-dollar drink company. He makes a ton of money. I think he's richer than Jake Paul. It's just Jake Paul's jealous because it's not with. He's obviously doing it with somebody else or with his brother, and brothers should be having a company together. He went ahead and took that $1 million company and went with KSI.
His old ass enemy.
So it's a big deal. That's a big deal for sure. Unless it's all fake. Who knows? Some people say it's scripted, whatever. Some people say it's scripted, whatever. Why would Logan? I mean, that's like me going and linking up with your enemy and be like, hey, we got a company together.
James Gunn. If we ever decided to partner up with James Gunn.
James Gunn offers me a deal. I'm taking it, bro. We're gonna make the gun drink.
Oh God.
Yeah. Made from a special juice.
Ugh.
Sorry. But this is what I mean by this boxing. Because you seen KSI come out. He says, oh, I landed this punch. I did that punch. He was flailing. That boy was like throwing his arms all over the place.
Yeah.
It was weird. It wasn't even. It was kind of like that fight that we had seen, that undercard, that Kenny versus Taylor one. Yeah. Where Kenny was looking like a boxer. And then the other dude bum rushed him. Just kept going and going and going.
Randomly.
That was basically what KSI was doing, but more, I guess, in a more taunting motion because his arms were all the way down, bro. They weren't even up to his face at any point in time in that fight. And he was just kind of like taunting him, come on, and then he would like go and start flailing again. And it's like, that's not what boxers do. Jake Paul actually showed some heart and what an actual boxer should do. So I give him those props. Still making excuses after you lose. Oh, yeah, my arm, whatever, blah, blah, blah. No, this guy... Oh, it's because he's a pro boxer. We can't win because we're pro boxers. So then why don't you be like, you know what? Jake should get that rematch because if anything, he's the better one of us and he got robbed. Mm-hmm. Why didn't he say that? No, it's because he's a fucking crybaby. Just like Logan. If Logan would have lost too, it would have been all bad. Nina wasn't even in the fucking ring with him, which is
so dumb, dude. He kissed her and then she like vanished.
Yeah, she bounced to the locker room. She went to the locker room. I wound up seeing that Jake wound up putting a video out this morning, basically recapping what basically happened. And at the end of it, she was in the locker room waiting for him when he got off the stage.
Dude. How do you, he even shouted her out and she was nowhere to be seen.
I think she was afraid that Dennis was gonna get back on the stage and
that's funny.
Get close.
He was already in the hallway. He was already making his way to his locker room.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a big fiasco. Like I said. Was it worth the watch? Yes, because of all the buildup that happened. Will I say that Logan and Dennis fight really satisfied me? Hell no. That shit did not satisfy me. I want to see them in the street at this point. Dennis better catch Logan lacking like he's been claiming he could have a long time ago. He better catch him lacking, get him in the street.
Yeah, hit him with that.
I'm not, I don't want to root for violence, but I think at this point, the way that it ended, I think that's just the way it needs to go.
Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, I honestly think the Fury and KSI fight I thought it was worth it. I thought that one was really good. I just don't like how he's being a sore loser about it.
This might shut down the influencer boxing scene, though.
I'm cool with that. I think Tommy Fury was the right guy to just be like, shut it down.
To tell him to stop.
Yeah. Even Logan was like, he didn't win, and I was like, okay, you can glaze KSI all you want. The cards won't lie. Like,
obviously they're gonna say he didn't win. Everybody's gonna say Tommy didn't win, but he clearly won. If anything, and that's something that I was saying during the fight too, was that KSI was complaining that Tommy was punching him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
I think during the interview too, he was like, he was punching me in the back of the head, fucking up my equilibrium or whatever. And I was just like, what the? First of all, KSI stop. Bro? But that's what he was doing to Tommy, like for a good chunk of the fight.
That's why everyone was like, "Oh,
hugging.
he's hitting me in the back of the head." And I'll go, "Well, where were the counts that the ref didn't even pull him away when he was doing it?"
I swear, I saw the ref looking at him,
Yeah.
looking up and down the body, and then when Tommy did it, that's when the ref.
That's when
in.
you was like, "Okay." Like I've never seen a more paid off ref. This is insane.
Yeah. No.
KSI was landing just as much hits to the back of Tommy's head, and he was taking it like a champ regardless. And then he cried about it one time, and the ref was like, "You need to stop." Like, it's so dumb. I don't know what fight people thought they were watching where they thought KSI was the better fighter here. I was watching homie hug Fury like all the time.
Logan and KSI are just like the influencer kingpins right now. That's the problem. They're like the fucking gatekeepers that are allowing people to thrive, because I be hearing that there be shit that people post that's about Logan or whatever, and it'll get flagged immediately because like Logan gives them a call or something like that. I'm even worried about talking to him right now. Well, this is gonna go on YouTube. Damn.
Shit, they can suck it. No, respectfully, like, but I don't know. I think it was a good way to shut it all down. I know they were saying that this revived the boxing scene or whatever. I'm like, okay, but at the same time, half your fans are not rooting for the real boxer. They're rooting for KSI because he's a famous YouTuber, not because he's a boxer.
That's a good point.
He had people booing Fury and things like that in his own backyard. Like, that's bullshit. If this was a real fight with real fighters, Fury versus whoever, it would have been hailed Fury's crowd. But because people know KSI off YouTube and he's this meme or whatever, of course he's gonna have kids rooting for him.
Let me play devil's advocate and say, can Fury be looked at as this fucking good ass boxer? Because at this point, I'm thinking he's low level pro boxing. Like, I was hearing that he was supposed to have like accolades and stuff like that, but Tyson's the bigger brother when it comes to like the boxing world, and Tommy's like the little brother who's still trying to come up. And him split decision with Jake Paul, narrowly making it out against KSI. Are you telling me that he couldn't figure out any counters? And this is what I was telling you earlier too, was that I get it. YouTube people are unpredictable. Yeah. They don't fight by the same set of rules that like Tommy Fury, these pro wrestlers or pro boxers go with. And so how do you counter those things? Like, he should be able to figure that out as a boxer. Because even he said, "Oh, if you're gonna be punching like somebody who just came out the pub," that's exactly how he was punching that yesterday night. Like, he was punching like he literally was drunk, had no way around getting around, and he was just punching, hugging, trying to close the gap because he knew combinations were going to come his way. And Tommy didn't know how to counter it at all. Like, that's something that he should know how to do.
There was a few times where he countered and dodged and things like that. That overhand, he hit him once, and then he never hit him with it again because he's seen it coming a mile away. Mm-hmm. Like, it took one mistake like that just for him to be like, okay, I know when to read it now. Mm-hmm. Like we predicted. But it's just, I don't know. Obviously, Tyson's the bigger boxer here, and but he's on his way. I think he's definitely on his way.
Yeah, but I mean, doing this and actually winning was a good part. Good thing he didn't lose, because if he would have lost,
it would have been different. He would have to illegally change his name.
Yeah, it'd be a different story altogether. Obviously his dad, being as respectful as he can after the fight, was like hilarious. He was like actually nice, gave them props and everything, said that it wasn't a stolen fight and that he won fair and square. At the end of the day, influencer boxing is going to take a dip, and it's going to change. And I think it's going to change to, this is where you start when you're coming up, and then eventually you make your way to pro boxing. I hope that, and that's what the light I was hoping it was going to shine, was give people a platform to box and grow and, you know, get to that point to become a pro boxer, and then get to the point where you're in the conversation like Nate Diaz and, you know, all these other fighters, Canelo, all these big top names, and you don't have to be underground, and you don't have to choose between starving or fighting. You know, it should be, I can make bread while doing fighting as well, and look how good I am. Or if I'm mediocre, at least I can make a TikTok career out of it and show you like how funny it is that I fight or something like that. So it's good that he's giving it a platform where you can build your way that way, and that's what I was hoping to take it to. Jake Paul was trying to be like, influencer boxing is going to take over the world, and eventually it's going to be under their name, and it's not going to go that way. They've proven that they can't. You can't just pick it up and be like, I'm going to fight the biggest, baddest boxers. No, you got to put in that time like Jake Paul has and is doing right now. And I think he'll eventually become great, but Logan doesn't give a shit. KSI can give two fucks. Some of those undercards, Dean the Gray, Wale Shark, Salt Poppy, even though I thought that he was kind of fucking around in that ring a little too much.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't prepared for Slim, dude. And I thought he was. I thought he was going to put on a decent show.
He thought it was going to be an easy fight. And you could tell in his face. And then once Slim, like, caught on to the fact that he was being laughed at, he started fucking him up.
He hit him with that right, bro.
But he hit him with those scared hits, bro. He was scared. Slim was scared. He knew that Salt Poppy could have had him. And that's why when he saw that he was taking it lightly, he's like, I'm on it. Yeah. I'm getting that shit.
That's why. And maybe, because even I thought Salt Poppy was going to take it. I thought, you know, him being in his, having his body the way it was and things like that, I thought he was going to take it. You know, Slim is still scrawny, whatever, so I was expecting him to just go at him, but that wasn't the case. He thought it was too easy, got too cocky, and Slim was just like, fuck that, and boom, hit him.
Yeah, turn into
TKO.
Not very good. That was crazy. That shit was crazy. The fight was insane. Let's just see KSI's face one more time before we move on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the
Damn.
Oh, wow, dirty.
The 6 rounds of boxing. Rafael Ramos scores about 57. He has it even. Roberto Ramirez and Joel Elizondo scored about 57-56 to the winner by majority decision. Tommy
who landed only 12 jabs the whole fight and 39 total punches compared to 38 for KSI, and had a point deducted, still gets the majority decision. Todd, I gotta be honest with you, I am shocked. I am absolutely shocked. Logan Paul can't believe it. Hell, KSI is dumbfounded.
Logan's like, damn, Monday's gonna be a bitch, man. My fucking boss is mad, bro. Oh God!
And like, oh man, the way I was so mad that like everybody was glazing him, dude.
KSI
leading up to the fight and all that. Every announcer, I think KSI's got it. I think KSI's got it. That he doesn't know, whatever. And then Fury wins, and everyone is still glazing. And I'm like, it must be nice having people in your back pocket paying you to say that shit.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough money for me.
They're just like, remember who's paying the bills in this bitch. Yeah. Like, just remember who's paying the bills. Yeah, we think KSI has it, bro. Everybody knew KSI wasn't gonna go in there and have it. Yeah, he has that power punch, but that's all he fucking has. That's all he has.
I've been working on my speed and whatnot. That's gonna go out the window. It doesn't matter.
How he said too. Oh, I hit him with this hit. I hit him with that hit. Why did Tommy Fury still walk out pretty?
Yeah.
He walked out.
Where?
Look at like his face is still like handsome as fuck, bro. And he's a handsome man. I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't gonna even cap. Pause. Like, look at him by the end of the fight. Oh shit. If it plays, it's probably not gonna play.
You broke it.
No, it just never reloads. Where's it? Where's another? Oh, right here. Look at his face. No cuts. A red ear. A little bit.
I'm here with a very happy and elated Tommy.
Yeah, man. He
A
still
little
looks
red.
like
A little
good.
red.
Fury Tommy.
There's not a lot of like bruising or hits on him. He's just. It wasn't like Dylan. It wasn't like Saul Poppy. It wasn't like that. He wasn't hitting him hard. Besides that one power punch and left his right ear a little red too. And it was like, dude, you're saying that you had the most hits, the most landed, and you still did no damage? And that tells you exactly what you need to know there. Go back to the gym. Hit the mat again. It is what it is. KSI, Tommy Fury, that's a done deal. This influencer boxing might be a done deal, or it might shape up to what I'm hoping it's going to be and just be that platform.
Just the preliminaries.
Yeah, platform for the ones that are coming up. And then once you defeat the big boss, maybe Tommy can make this a thing where he is the undefeated champion there at the zone. Imagine the bag that he would get every single time somebody calls him out. It's like, oh, you think that you're ready for me? 200,000. I want 200,000 just to fight me. And everything else, promotion, all that stuff, I don't even have to say anything. You're the one who has to prove that you have to beat me. You know what I mean? Like, he could be that mega boss and just cash in. And he doesn't even have to, like, unless he even said, too, like, it's kind of like Jake Paul, like, he wants his legacy to be like, I fought these people, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. He doesn't want to be like, I fought this one influencer this day. So maybe this isn't his end goal, but if he really wanted to, that door is probably open for him 100%.
Yeah. I think that's the nice outcome. Congratulations, Tommy.
Yeah.
You really deserve that. There's no way it was a robbery. I think people calling it that are just glazing hard.
I want something to come out saying that Dylan won because Logan got disqualified.
They're not going to say that.
Or I want Logan to go on, like, interviews, and I want people to ask him questions because I think that I think out of all the rounds, that round needs to be studied a little bit more because it was just ridiculous. The fact that, you know, even if he was trying to grapple him or whatever, at that point when the security came in, he wasn't even grappling. He was doing a normal, like, push, get off of me kind of thing. Like, he was low. And then they stepped in. Towards the end, the 6th round, then I can kind of say, okay, Dylan kind of threw it at that point, but Logan did that before with his security team. I don't know. That'll probably come out later. But for now, let's move on. We got what could be the closing chapter of that whole deal, charade, facade, whatever thing that was happening. I don't even think. I know a lot of people were saying that it was in the rights deal war right now. A24, Paramount was going for it. The TV rights have landed right where the film rights are, and that's back at Miramax. Miramax is going to be producing and making and distributing more Halloween films and making a TV show as well now. Now, I'm not going to go into the whole fiasco of what rights are where and how this whole stuff works. It's a long list. It's a crazy line. Blumhouse recently had the film rights to do this trilogy that just happened. Halloween, 2018 Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends.
Yeah. After
that contract was over, the film rights reverted back to Miramax, which is with I finally found out what Malika Cod's production company is, and that's Trancas International Films. So it's all back there. The TV rights were floating around somewhere. I guess they were trying to see who was gonna pay the most for it. And Miramax said, "Hey, we have the film rights. We want the TV rights too." So now Miramax is gonna be looking into doing their own Michael Myers cinematic universe.
Fuck.
So closing the chapter to the deal, opening the book to something might be crazy.
That does sound insane, actually. Like I don't need him to be what Jason Voorhees had. Like I don't need him in space or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how to feel. It feels weird.
Well, they want to do something where he's basically going to do what James Gunn is saying and Star Wars is doing, where it's going to jump from TV to film.
Oh, yeah.
And add more players into it. I don't know how they're gonna do that. Besides maybe doing that the original John Carpenter vision, where the anthology series, and then maybe
the horror Avengers.
Yeah, do something like that, right? The horror Justice League, that'd be cool. Michael can't communicate with nobody. That'd be a terrible idea.
Yeah,
he'll just be grunting at people.
Unless he does end up talking in this for some reason.
Miramax wound up making the films. They wound up distributing the original Halloween, the 1987 one, and then they also came back and distributed Halloween H2O and Halloween Resurrection. Those are the 3 movies that they put out. 1 was a banger and a cult classic, and 2 arguably are the forgettable ones.
Oh damn! Are we bringing back Busta Rhymes? I'll be down for that.
Imagine a Busta Rhymes spinoff where he has been. Michael's just like, oh, I remember that ass whooping, motherfucker. I'm coming for you.
I'm here for round 2, bitch. He's a successful TV producer or whatever. Damn, coming up with movie ideas for you, Miramax. Come on now.
Yeah, gold, probably. I think Michael Myers has come to the point where it is going to be that history is doomed to repeat itself, because we had this issue.
I need another remake.
Yeah, it's basically what's going to happen. Either that or they're going to continue off the story. I know that behind the scenes there was rumors going around saying that they might potentially pick up where they left off, with 5, or not 6, but 5. And then potentially that they can just do what's it called? Continue off of Resurrection or H2O, like completely cut off Resurrection. Like they're thinking about squeezing them in and removing some things, kind of like what Halloween 2018 did. But it's like, just start fresh.
At that point, yeah.
If you're getting the film rights, like you the TV rights, if they're trying to, in my opinion, and I'm gonna give them a better idea instead of the whole Busta Rhymes thing.
Busta Rhymes.
But you could do a film series on like what Rob Zombie was trying to do and show his growing up within the asylum. We know he was in there for 18 years. Show that in a like a TV episode by episode. Show what kind of shit he does in the asylum. I'm sure he wasn't just quiet and sitting there. I'm sure he did some crazy shit. Probably killed a couple people as the time was going on, and they just kind of were like, "Well, he's crazy. Well, he's crazy." You know what I mean? Like they could do something like that, and then eventually when he becomes an adult, put him in a movie. Put him in a movie and be like, "Oh, you gotta watch the TV show to know what happens in the movie."
Subscribe to Miramax Plus.
Yeah, whatever. And then eventually maybe Michael births a new villain by killing somebody or cutting them up or whatever, and boom, Freddy Krueger. I don't know what the fuck, but like eventually
he lights someone on fire. That would be different.
Like imagine, Michael. And then whoever he turns into a villain, they get their own spin-off TV show. They build them up or whatever, and then boom, like it would be cool like that. But it's just you would have to make it sound interesting and not dumb, because it sounds crazy that way. But
the only thing I'd care about really is just if they decided to pick up from 4. That's the only thing I'd care about. Like I know that chick is probably old as shit right now, but like something like that.
It would be kind of like a Jamie Lee Curtis thing, like picking up like 30 years later or something, 40 years later.
I'd be down for that. Like say she actually killed her mom or whatever, and then she's been locked up ever since or whatever. I don't know how.
Did Michael actually die, or is the same thing playing out like he's just survived by a hermit or something?
Well, yeah, survived. No, not. I guess survived, but I guess they could change it by hermit. You know what I mean? Just say that he killed, that she did, that he didn't make it, and that they still share that connection and whatnot. Just not the whole like silence thing and cult thing and whatever.
I think they gotta go no strings attached route, like no strings attached, like completely just
like full reboot it.
Yeah, full.
I mean, it's been a while since we've had a reboot.
Change it up, and like technically,
I think I want the dude to come back. Like I know he's probably old right now, but the same dude that played him in the recent movies.
Oh, the older man.
I think he got it right. Like they got it right with him,
with the mannerisms and all that stuff too. I think he could be brought back, but he would be too old for a young Michael. If they're gonna try to do like a young Michael Myers and stuff like that, they would have to find somebody just a tad bit, well, a lot younger, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
because when he breaks out, he's like 18 or something, or 19, 20, something like that.
He's around there. I don't know.
Damn,
but
Loomis is just dumping clips into this young man. This misunderstood young man.
Michael, stop.
Unload 6 bullets. Yeah, it's... I feel like this whole Halloween franchise is just gonna keep repeating, washing and repeating. Hey, we get the rights. Oh no, we get the rights. We're gonna try to connect and whatever. Is like, no, just start all over.
If Michael is on another reboot or he gets another franchise that connects the same thing, we would have had this man way longer than Jason Voorhees has had movies.
Yeah, Jason Voorhees.
He's been in limbo. Where's that TV show at? The Crystal Lake one.
That whole film rights and everything, they were going through it. It's gonna be coming pretty soon.
It's taking too long.
Yeah, there was a whole legal
I'm not
battle.
gonna rewatch 80s movies. I can't.
Why not?
Not of them.
You don't want to see Jason Takes Manhattan?
Hell no.
Why?
Because that one was
see Freddy
garbage.
Goes to Hell?
No,
it's not garbage.
That one was also bad.
Jason X?
No, don't even.
Freddy versus Jason. Don't play with me.
Okay, that one's a guilty pleasure. That's different.
Yeah.
Like
Jason X is my guilty pleasure. I don't know why. That one's like the coolest one in my opinion, but it's like the worst one at the same
cool,
time.
But then out of nowhere, it's like, oh no, the self-destruct. Go boom, like,
yeah.
like giant ass space station or whatever.
Beating up hologram bitches with their own hologram.
Yeah.
And just it was hilarious. That whole franchise is just a trip if you look back at it. But yeah, Michael's gonna live on. We're gonna see him again someday.
I have to switch it up.
I love Michael Myers. I love him as a franchise. I love horror. They do have to switch him up. I think at this point,
just do that anthology, man.
Yeah. Or what if Michael killed his whole family that night, even the baby? Like, what if he didn't?
God.
Listen. What if he crossed that line? You know what I mean? Killed his parents, all that stuff. Like, killed everybody, and then he walked out and has been surviving. And never got locked up in the asylum.
You never met Loomis?
Never meets Loomis. Like, where could he be now? You know what I mean? Like, that would be an interesting story. What if this or whatever? I know some people are going to be like, oh, but it's not the same as the original, man. It's like, who cares? Try something different, bro. If it's not your flavor, it's not your flavor. But try something different.
Exactly.
Like, for the love of God, please.
For the love of God.
It's because I know, like, some people like...
Oh, yeah.
That, like the consistency, but if the consistency starts getting nasty because they just don't know how to consistently make it, it's like, well, you're trying a different flavor and it's just shit at that point.
Yeah, man, we know. Just switch up the formula a little bit. Make Michael a girl or something. I don't know. No.
Mikael Myers.
Michelle Myers.
Oh my God. Damn. Why would she be mad? Oh, and she kills her brother. Imagine, that'd be crazy. Kill her brother. And then Loomis is a woman too?
Yeah.
Mrs. Loomis?
Wait, we are creating woke Michael Myers apparently.
Yeah, Miss Loomis. Yeah. And Jamie Lee Curtis has to be a dude now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Michael is making him scream like a woman.
Yeah.
He's after me still. It's so bad.
Nah, man. I think the bloodline in males is much stronger in the Myers family. You pull out a slug, like I think, like just you know what I mean. Like it's a wrap.
Some people in the Halloween universe don't know how to shoot a fucking gun, bro. They don't know how to shoot a fucking gun. It's insane. It's insane how often they miss, how long it takes to reload, and how easy it is for Michael Myers to literally walk up to them and just be like, I'm here, bitch. Bends gun in half. It's like, what the fuck? How does he do that?
You should have been able to hit me this time. The only one to actually hit their shots accurately and probably not die, the cop from 4. He hit him with all those slugs.
Oh yeah, the fire shotgun.
Yeah, and then he somehow avoided a dynamite stick. The funniest bit of that all.
Get ready for more Halloween, guys. There's gonna be some more kookiness.
Yeah,
it might get a little bit more kooky than actual like coherent, but we're here for it. I think. Will you tune in?
Oh yeah, I think I'll check it out. I do need to. I just need them to switch it up.
What would be the thing that says no Michael Myers? Like they're making something stupid. I'm not watching it because you're not a big horror fan.
Well, no.
So I'm sure you could write off stupid horror if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, but I think it's just a lot of like the same thing. Like I don't think I want the same thing. Like, if it's the same old, like, oh, Michael Myers in Haddonfield. Oh, he got locked up for 20 years. There's Loomis. And it's the same story. I don't want that. Like, spice it up. Make him a chick.
Loomis is recast. So is Jamie Lee Curtis and all them.
Yeah. Make him a chick.
Let Rob Zombie come back and make his original vision for 3.
Yeah, a third one in mind?
Yeah. The whole... Remember, I think I told you. The whole fiasco is that he had signed on for 3. The first one was such a hassle to make. He didn't really, like, enjoy his time doing that.
Yeah.
And they were going to just go and replace him anyways, but everybody was like, no, we don't want to do it. So they called him back and said, please make Halloween 2. And he was like, no. He's like, only if you sign me off of that third film. And I get to make this movie the way I want to make it, so I could just end it here. And they were like, yeah, go ahead. Do whatever you want. And so they cut off the third and let him do whatever he wanted in the second one.
That's crazy, actually.
But there was a plan to have 3, he said. He said that when they meddled about it and did a whole Halloween remake, he had to throw it to the side because of whatever. The way the movie ended didn't end the way he needed it to. So
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy behind the scenes stuff. And, you know, this was Mustafa Akkad that he was dealing with at the time. This was Malik Akkad's father.
Yeah.
And Malik Akkad is now in that seat. Will he make the same mistakes or will he do better? That's all up.
Executives really need to, like, let their people cook, dude.
Well, that's the thing is that Malik says that there's certain rules for Michael and stuff like that, and that's let them do a spin on it. You know, what they do with the Joker. They fucking made that Joaquin Phoenix movie. They made him into this psychopath person
that you're supposed to feel bad for.
Exactly, and not Batman's villain kind of psychopath.
Yeah.
Whatever. So they just, I think they can do a different approach with it. They just gotta allow them to take that approach.
Yeah.
But let's just move on. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens with this and where the rights land the story, because at this point, what stone has not been turned by Michael Myers?
Yeah, that's fair.
They've done possession. They've killed a lot of people. They've done all kinds of crazy shit. But moving on, we've talked about this before, but the trades are finally catching on to what we've been saying this whole time. Obviously, there was no official word until recently. Sorry, I had to take a quick swig. Until recently. And cat's out the bag, guys. The original cast of the DCEU Justice League will not be returning for the new DCU. Variety wound up publishing an article, and they said this in their quote, saying, in fact, none of the cast by Zack Snyder for 2016's Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice and 2017's Justice League, I don't know why they used that one instead of Zack Snyder's Justice League, including Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller, and Mamoa, will reprise their roles in the new DC universe. In character, Mamoa may return, just not as Aquaman. Now, we're going to talk about that whole Mamoa thing, but we've already known this, right?
Yeah, we knew this.
You've already grieved. This is not going to hit you as hard as, you know.
Not like it used to.
No. We knew this was happening. James Gunn refused to acknowledge it, but decided to give it to an insider, and they ran with it, and now it's making headlines. Like I said, we have talked about it, so
yeah.
For you guys out there, if you guys haven't heard our older episode, go listen to those, go verify, because you guys are going to want to know that we are ahead of the curve most of the time.
Yeah.
There's been multiple times where we like make episodes, and right afterwards we got more people making the same episodes. I'm like, fuck. But yeah, follow us. Make sure you guys keep up. Justice League, Ezra Miller's not coming back as the Flash. Henry Cavill, obviously David Cornsweet is coming back as that. James Gunn played with the whole, some people are coming back, but not everybody. And so the only people he landed on was Vigilante, Amanda Waller, John Cena's Peacemaker, and there was one more person that's supposed to come back, right? Weasel. Maybe
his friends.
Maybe Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I don't know.
They haven't even confirmed if she's coming back.
They haven't. No. I'm assuming they're not, because I think she's becoming a hot ticket with like Barbie and all that stuff. I'm assuming she's not. I think her time as Harley Quinn has kind of like came to a stop. they can. There's a bunch of other people that I think can play the role, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I think she's already at the end of her run too. If they're saying that the original cast is not going to come back from Justice League, I'm pretty sure it's going to be very confusing if they try to bring certain other ones back.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. I think this sucks. I've said it plenty of times. I think it's dumb. We didn't even get to see the original plan because people were kind of just shitting on the idea. But damn, yep, I'm gonna miss y'all. It's gonna suck.
We're gonna get a new image of like the Justice League one day. It's gonna be David Cornsweet, somebody as Wonder Woman right there. No Cyborg. I don't know. With the whole Ray Fisher thing, that shit just completely that whole shit just completely disappeared when that whole.
If there's no Jon Stewart, if there's no Martian Manhunter, if there's no Cyborg on that team, that's got to be racist.
And I will say, for a fact, we're probably gonna get a white boy Aquaman.
I think that's the worst offender. No, no, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I know he was like, oh, the Aquaman will be around. It just won't be my Aquaman. That's dumb because I liked his Aquaman. I don't know. And then Ezra, you don't even know what's going on with them. He's supposed to.
He's getting treatment.
James Gunn was saying that he could come back or whatever.
He's not coming back,
but he's not.
He's not coming back. Yeah, we already knew he wasn't coming back with all those headlines that he did, and I know it was because he was having a tough time. But he basically showed how you can ruin hype for a movie in seconds. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a while before he can regain the trust of a lot of Hollywood executives to even bring him back for a heavy role like that.
Yeah.
So he's going to basically do the roundabouts again, start low, do a little couple indie films, and then eventually hopefully become a big name again. Ezra Miller, I think, is a fantastic
you think they'll bounce back?
Actor.
I think they'll bounce back.
All these actors?
No, Ezra.
Ezra, I think he'll bounce back for sure. Now, is that playing that whole white man in Hollywood can get away with it and come back kind of thing? No, I think that he actually showed that he was sorry.
Yeah.
There's people that
and there's a lot of actors who have apparently come back. Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
RDJ.
He didn't show any sympathy for him, though. He kind of just swept it under the rug. That was one that I was like, are we really bringing this man back after? Because I think right before that, who was it? I think it was Andy Serkis or something who was like getting thrown in the ringer or whatever for like a good second or something. I might be getting it wrong. And then Josh Brolin just kind of like, because all that was happening over here, he kind of just slinked his way in and he was still Thanos. So I was like, how the fuck did they let him get away? But there's people that I feel like they don't deserve a spot, but yet they're still there. And then you got people like Ezra Miller who really makes a spotlight for himself and really highlights it. I mean, I heard a lot of people didn't even know about what he was like going through. Only, a good, obviously film Twitter and all that stuff are going to know, but like I heard he was pretty good. But besides the point, he'll come back. He'll come back. Henry Cavill's making his comeback already. Gal Gadot, she's kind of in some weird water. I don't know where her career is going. Wonder Woman was something that really was helping her out. Now it's kind of like what's going to happen with her? We're not sure. Ben Affleck, obviously, he's gonna be good. He's gonna be good regardless. He got Jennifer Lopez. Of course, he's gonna be good. But we got Jason Momoa, right? Obviously, we heard that he might be going as Lobo, but we might be having a good clue on when we're going to get that announcement. So Jeff Snyder took to Twitter and to the Hot Mic podcast and decided to reveal when he believes the window of the announcement might happen that Momoa is going to be Lobo. He said in his quote, "It's true, Jason Momoa is Lobo, done. Jason Momoa has been cast as Lobo, and that will be officially announced most likely, I would say, around February. It has nothing to do with the strike. It has to do with Aquaman. So Aquaman's got to do theaters, and then it'll be on Max. After it's on Max and has played a week or two on Max or whatever, I think February, maybe March at the latest, you're going to get an announcement about Momoa as Lobo, especially if he's part of the Superman cast. So we're hearing that Lobo might pop up in Superman Legacy, and we might it might be Jason Momoa's Aquaman.
That'll be too soon for my liking. Like, we just seen him in Aquaman. whether it flops or does really good, regardless. Like, we just seen him as Aquaman. Like, it's cool that you made the ship, but why did he make the ship? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like, how did he join the boat? How did he get on there? Regardless,
like the new DCU boat?
Regardless if he's Lobo, why couldn't you give everyone else a role?
Something. Oh, it's gonna play like that. That you're gonna try to be like, oh, why does he get recast, but you don't recast the other people
exactly
as different characters? Mm-hmm. Well, that's gonna be confusing. I think
it's not gonna be confusing seeing Aquaman as Lobo.
I think James Gunn saw an opportunity and took it. I think he saw that Jason Momoa is basically Lobo. And I think Jason Momoa even said that he did audition for Lobo too, but Zack Snyder was like, no. Like, you're our Aquaman. Like, you look like Aquaman if you want it. And he was like, well, yeah, it gets me, in the DC fold, so I'm going to obviously take it. So he really wanted this. And I'm sure when James Gunn called him up to be like, well, Aquaman, we're going to have to let you swim away. And then he was just like, but wait, I had an idea. Maybe I could do it for your universe. I had this, Lobo. And he's like, oh, you know what? That will actually work. I seen your stuff. Well, we could do a small interview behind closed doors, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then that's when he made that video of him, all excited, DC, yeah. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure that's kind of like what the timeline looked like, and that's basically what happened. Because who's going to get cut from the team first? Obviously, not the man who had the $1 billion movie. He was able to attract the $1 billion. You know what I mean? The other ones, I mean, they got close, but apparently it wasn't $1 billion. So
I don't know, man. It's just weird. You got all these people that were like in the shit, and now the only one that gets to make it out is Jason Momoa as Aquaman. It just feels mad disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Business is business, in my opinion. Now, it is bad. It is bad for the other ones, but look at Ray Fisher. He knew he wasn't Cyborg for the longest. He's already making roles and doing all kinds of crazy shit. Henry Cavill, he was on The Witcher. He took it off because he didn't like it, the direction they were going, and supposedly to play Superman again. That didn't wind up working out. So what did he do now? He's gonna be doing Warhammer now. So, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's just business. Business is business. Now, him getting a shot at Lobo right off the back and moving him to Superman Legacy, I can say, yeah, maybe you're right, a little too soon, but at the same time, he's going to be covered up in makeup. He's probably going to be a CGI because he has to obviously be a lot bigger than what he actually is, unless he's going to actually put the muscles and shit on, and that would be insane. That would be insane.
Apparently, he doesn't work out. He's just naturally fit. So,
but he needs to be bulky, though. Lobo? As Lobo? He needs to be bulky as Lobo. He gotta be like The Rock, kind of huge.
Yeah. I guess we haven't seen him like super bulked up. I think that would be crazy.
That would be
He's naturally fit. It's just like putting on the extra muscle.
Yeah. All that extra muscle.
Especially if we're going to see him go up against like Superman. Yeah.
Yeah, because Lobo can go toe-to-toe with Superman.
He can go,
right?
Yeah, he can, yes.
Yeah. Has he ever won with Kryptonite or without Kryptonite?
I think he's won with Kryptonite. He's won with Kryptonite.
But he always loses without Kryptonite.
Well, yeah. But, like, that doesn't mean he can't take a punch from Superman.
He just... eventually, he steams out and Superman doesn't. Yeah. I get it. So, Lobo in the cards, and hopefully soon. I mean, if sources are correct, he could be in that new Superman Legacy film. We might see him doing wonders over there as Lobo. Who knows?
I like how they keep using that picture.
Because that's the one that he posted. That's the one that James Gunn posted.
Oh, really?
That one day, you remember? When he was, like, teasing about it?
Yeah.
So they already know they're going to...
Yeah, no.
This one and that Superman Legacy comic book cover. Those are the two he posted, and everybody's fucking using it for everything. Watch, when Supergirl is going to be announced and stuff like that, they're going to be using that comic book cover everywhere. They just...
Woman of Tomorrow.
Yeah, they can't just use a different poster, which is weird. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with this one, obviously. But, I mean, an announcement coming in February or March of next year sounds about right. I think he's probably on the money. Make sure you guys follow to tune in if that's the truth or not. Like, come on, we're gonna obviously keep in touch and follow this all the way through. But moving on to our last bit of Aquaman and Jason Momoa. Some more news came out over the weekend. Obviously, me and you discussed that whole Reddit leak of the notes that she had with her therapist that Momoa was coming to set drunk. Apparently, James Wan was very rude to Amber Heard on set, that they wanted to can her after the first movie because she was just a bear to deal with on the set of the first one. Yeah. Some new details have emerged, apparently, according to some sources, right? So there was a couple things that were said saying that, like I said, that Jason Momoa was dressing up as Johnny Depp at one point, coming to set drunk. So she said. Momoa hasn't commented according to Deadline, but he did say that Momoa conducted himself in a professional manner at all times on the set of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. A lot of other people said that Jason works his ass off, likes to have a beer once in a while like everyone, but doesn't show up drunk to the set. Insider also said who was on the London set in 2021, adding that the two stars got along and were seen joking together, and he isn't dressing like Johnny Depp. He was always dressed in that bohemian style. That, like how you said, that is kind of like his getup. That's what he dresses as.
He always dresses like that.
Heard didn't comment, but saying that a source close to the actor said, confirmed that the notes refer to Aquaman 2 set and reflect the session on December 27th, 2021. Another source close to the actress says her lawyer fought the release of the therapy notes, which had been subpoenaed by Depp's attorney during discovery. So not only was Momoa a problem, according to her, but so was James Wan. And that apparently, it says right here, Heard feeling unsupported by the film's director James Wan and treated like a pariah because of her high-profile legal battle with her ex-husband. He raised his voice at me. She quoted, "I can't even post about Aquaman, made it like it was my fault. I said sorry," says Hughes notes in the reference to Wan. Nobody can take selfies on the set. On set given blackout. Wan did not comment, but a DC spokesperson says James is known for treating members of the cast and crew with the utmost respect and for the fostering a positive collaborative environment on set. The Aquaman films were no exception. And this is where it gets interesting, right? Mm-hmm. She said it was Jason Momoa, Depp fans that were obviously on her side. That the producer Hamada came out during the trial between Johnny Depp and testified, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and testified saying that their chemistry was not good on set and their chemistry wasn't good at all. That they wanted to completely remove her from the film a long time ago. Yeah. But contract stipulates that she needs to be in the movie, so they kept her on. That's what Hamada had said during the interview. But this article is going to echo just that as well. So sources told Variety, following Aquaman's release in 2018, that the studio and Wan decided to drop the actress from the sequel due to her lack of chemistry with Momoa, and sent a letter to her attorney, Carl Austin, informing him of its decision. And then they note right here that former DC Films boss had testified to that during the defamation trial. Yeah. It goes on to say that those sources underscore that the move to bounce Heard was unrelatable to Depp and took place before he filed a suit against the actress in 2019. Likewise, Momoa was not involved in the decision making, but another source pushed back on the lack of chemistry narrative, noting that Heard did a chemistry test with Momoa before landing the role of Mera and beat out two other actresses who did similar chemistry tests, including Abby Lee. Ultimately, the studio never pulled the trigger on firing Heard because her former boyfriend, listen to this, Elon Musk, had one of the litigators send a scorched earth letter to Warner Bros. Threatening to burn the house down if the actress wasn't brought back for a sequel. The sources say familiar to the behind-the-scenes battle. And so they caved and moved forward with Heard. So, and she was dating Elon Musk for a second. During the whole filming of Aquaman 1, I think towards the end of Aquaman 1 and when the premiere happened, she was with Elon Musk. She had broken up with Johnny Depp already. He was already out of the picture and canceled by that time. This is fucking interesting, right?
Yeah, what the fuck?
What do you take away from all this? This was a lot of information.
That's actually insane. He could just threaten that shit, and then they'll be like, whoa, Elon Musk, don't blow us up. Like, sure, we'll put her back in. That sounds ridiculous, dude. That sounds so ridiculous.
The Justice League themselves cannot stop Elon Musk. That's
crazy. Apparently not. What the fuck? I think this is like the second time they've tried to like paint Jason Momoa as like a bad guy in recent memory.
He always seems so nice,
right? Like he gives off like that energy, and like I understand, like they want to like make him the villain, but he's just a nice guy. Like I don't think he's ever had beef, and he's always just like that. Like he had the fiasco with Vin Diesel, and then now this is more recent than that, obviously. But I don't know. I think it's just her. It's not them. It's her. She's clearly an issue.
She's obviously the girl who cried wolf once.
Trying to play victim.
She bats her eyes and says, "Oh, they're hurting me."
Yeah,
you know,
she's trying to play victim.
And she dates. Obviously, she's really pretty. She dates these powerful men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Elon Musk is no exception, which is insane.
How the fuck,
bro? At one point, there was pictures and stuff of him bruised and her bruised. Like they were actually duking it out behind closed doors and stuff. And nothing ever came out about that.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk dumped her. They never talked about it. They never said anything. I'm hoping one day Elon Musk says something about it or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, he would have bruises and shit. So I'm sure she is the aggressor. I'm sure she is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know she took those problems to the set of Aquaman, but apparently Jason Momoa just hated doing scenes with her. And sources say that he would have a beer. He wasn't drunk. He would have a beer, because, he likes to drink and shit, which is crazy that he can have a beer and just have that physique. I don't know how the fuck. I drink a beer and I get sluggish for 2 days. Like, what the fuck? I get bloated. It's insane. Jason Momoa, I know he's good. James Wan, I've never heard anything about him until Amber Heard comes out and says, "Oh, he's being mean to me."
There's no way.
Me mean to you? You're doing all this crazy publicity and not taking accountability for it at all. You're just running around acting like, "Oh no, everybody's out to get me."
Yeah, no, so dumb. It makes no sense. I think she's just trying to play victim and get all these people in trouble when that's not what happened. And if they didn't have chemistry, like professionally wise, and Hamada says it, then there's just problems there. Some people click as actors better than others, and some just know how to make it look like they click for movies.
Now, I'm not taking her side. All right, I want a full disclaimer right now. I'm not taking her side.
It sounds like
I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick, right? I'm gonna say, what if, say she was terrorized, right? Say she was fine and dandy up until the point where they found out that she was going through that whole process with Johnny Depp or whatever, and they weren't happy with it. They sided with Depp, and they felt like she is this person. At one point, she was hired because the chemistry was fine.
Yeah.
At one point, she was hired because they knew that they had to do scenes together. They were going to have to, eventually be at a certain point with these characters together.
Yeah.
So at one point, she was fine. So what if something did take a turn? And, like I said, could it be that James Wan and Jason Momoa were attacking her? Maybe. At some point, she probably felt like that. But I wouldn't as well take away the fact that maybe she was going through all this stuff in her personal life that she brought it on set and caused that for herself.
That also could be a factor. She just was overwhelmed or whatever, brought it to set, and they were just like, "Man, can you shut up and read the lines?" Like,
shut up. She's like, "No, Johnny, stop! No, I'm gonna shit on your bed, Johnny." And they're like, "Whoa, Meryl wouldn't do this."
Yeah. My name is Arthur. Like,
Meryl would never have ever said that in her life. But like, what if that was the case too? What if like it just got to the point where they heard about it, and maybe she felt like the world was against her, and then at that point she actually started bringing that shit.
Well,
to
either
set.
way, what do you call it? If that was the case, and she thought it was she thought that they were against her, and they're clearly saying that wasn't true or whatever, then it's all in her head, and she's still trying to like just play victim and get them in trouble. And I don't know. I don't think that's the case. But I think the craziest thing is Elon threatening to like scorch earth WB Studios.
I know she gave him some crazy top just to fucking get that letter wrote. That shit's crazy. She was like, "Come on, Elon, gluck gluck." Fucking, I've already wrote it, bro. I've already typed it out. It's sent to Warner Brothers. They're not gonna fire you.
Oh my god,
you're still Mara. Don't worry about it. It's a fucking Amber Heard is insane. We won't be seeing her around for a minute.
Yeah,
we won't. That's for sure. She's and all this stuff coming out. Like, who's doing this? Where'd this leak come from? Because I know they said in the article that that Amber Heard is actively trying to subpoena all this stuff to stop it.
Yeah.
But why did it come out in the first place? Did Depp's attorneys leak it by accident? Did this come from Amber Heard herself? I mean, she said that she didn't leak that one video, but TMZ said that she did during the trial. So
yeah.
What if she's just trying to spark something up so she can slide into the mainframe? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she's setting these little breadcrumbs around.
She's waiting for the right moment to be like, make her come back.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking.
Like,
I think
straight out the controversy, Amber Heard.
Yeah, Amber Heard
starring in this new movie.
Yeah, exactly. And then it'll be so much buzz, and depending on how she delivers it. And let's just be honest, we seen that trailer for that one movie, that indie film that she's doing.
She's not cooking.
It's not looking good.
It's fucking raw.
We'll have to wait and see what happens with that, but it's insane, guys. You read this whole article, it's crazy. I would go through it all, but it's I don't think it's friendly too much, but it's insane that Elon even got involved. It's insane that Mamoa and them are being painted in a certain light. They should just be left alone. They are obviously sweethearts to America, especially James Wan. He's the original director for the first Saw, bro. I'm good. He pioneered a crazy franchise. He's always good in my eyes. Agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Unless you don't agree with the movies.
Well, no. Yeah. They're good. Even though he only did one.
He really did. He did one and dipped out to better things. He made the Conjuring universe. Look at him.
The first Conjuring was really good.
Yeah, so it is what it is. But checking in with the SAG AFTRA strike, no movement. The AMPTP, which is the studios, the people that write the checks, have walked away from the table. SAG AFTRA are the actors and actresses that are fighting so their faces won't get AI'd, CGI'd. Actually, while we're here, let me see if I can find that video real quick. I don't know if you've seen it, but I can show all you guys real quick. Let me see. Pop this up. What do you think? Nobody has came to the table. The AMPTP. Yeah. I think the last time they talked was Wednesday. They walked away, said that is just embarrassing for you to even ask for. Why do you think they walked away? And why do you think they're not even sitting at the table trying to negotiate?
Well, I know they asked for 2% of streaming revenue, and then that's when they were just like, bah, we're leaving. Bye. You asking for too much now. 2%? That's ridiculous. And I don't know why they just decided, all right, that you kind of crossed the line there when it's so dumb. It makes no sense. 2%? It's like $800 million off streaming revenue for every actor to get their share. It's weird. It makes no sense.
All right. So this is also a clip of what they're fighting for. This is a clip of a Disney Plus movie where they actually show CGI background characters. And I want to play this for you and for I want to play this for you, and you point to me and tell me if you can see the CGI background actors, okay? Ready?
Okay.
Have you seen this clip?
No.
No? All right, here we go.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
What? That chick and the dude next to her.
This one?
Yeah.
And this one right here?
There's no way.
And then I'm thinking too, because I was watching it before she zoomed in, this dude right here. I don't know if he's real or not, but I think he's CGI too. But this one, and this one for sure.
What the hell?
This is what the SAG AFTRA is fighting to not happen to them. Is actual CGI background characters.
Yeah, what the what? You just couldn't get extras?
Look at the movements. Look at the movements of them like when they clap and shit. Look at this.
Oh my God, what is that?
That's not real.
What is that? Oh my God, what is that?
That's such like uncanny valley vibes, bro. It's so weird.
Yeah.
And of course they're gonna stick out like sore thumbs. They're not human, trying to act human. Yeah. Oh my God, Disney, don't do this.
For those listening on the podcast version, there's a video out there. Go look it up. It's a Disney Plus movie.
What's
it called? Yeah, it's called. So we can look it up as well. It's called. What is this? Such practices, extras in Hollywood. Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance, whatever. Apparently, it's been a thing. It's been a thing. Disney platforms debuted. Prom Pact. That's what it's called. It's called Prom Pact. It's on Disney Plus apparently. Let me see if it's actually still on there.
That's so weird. It's so odd to the eyes, man. Cause like it'll stick out like a sore thumb.
Mm-hmm. Especially the movements too. Like that, the movements were insane.
Felt like I was watching Flash again. Like, damn, it was that's weird.
Oh yeah, it is there. It came out this year too.
It's so weird.
Prom Pact.
They just couldn't get extras to fill in those seats.
Apparently they just charge too much. This is the way that studios will save money if they can just CGI a crowd.
So it'll look like a video game
background. I would have rather just had that empty space.
We play Rocket League. You're telling me that they're gonna start looking like the people in the stands,
basically,
bro?
Yeah.
That's so gross.
I would have preferred empty space between the bleachers if it meant real people actually sitting and stuff like that. The thing is that that's what SAG AFTRA is fighting for, though, is that they're fighting for that not to happen to them, and being able to do that for free, crazy. So they talked to Fran Drescher, which is SAG AFTRA's main lady. She is the one in charge, the head honcho. They gave her a little bit of a Q&A asking what happened. She kind of reveals why they stopped speaking, and we'll kind of break down every single question. So the interviewer asked, "Can you talk about what happened in your negotiations with the AMPTP?" Drescher responded saying they had given us a proposal package. We worked for like 36 hours on it. We brought it back to them. We walked them through it, and they left and then called a few hours later and said, "We're breaking negotiations." So it's not only baffling, but wholly disappointing and counterproductive. I'd never really met people that actually don't understand what negotiations mean. Why are you walking away from the table? To what end do you hope that that will accomplish anything? And actually, my members are more pumped up than ever. They feel so insulted by this, so degraded by this, and dishonored by this. It's like, Fran, do not cave. Remain strong. Hold onto your resolve, because this can't be for nothing. So they gave him a proposal. They walked away. They said, "Fuck you guys."
Mm-hmm.
Haven't came back to the table yet. What do you think is so crazy in that proposal that they just refused to come back?
I'm telling you, it has to be the 2%. The 2% streaming. It's either that, or they're like, "Oh, we'll leave them at the table, and then that way the ball's in our court." When really, no, it's not.
I did hear about that 2% streaming too.
They were like, "Whoa, 2%? In the movies that show your face and we used to market, there's no way. Nuh-uh. That can't happen. 2%. That's so ridiculous. We're gonna leave now." Like, you know what I mean?
We're not gonna tell you in front of your face either. We're gonna call you later.
Like, that 2%, mad ridiculous.
Now, I know you're making fun. I don't think they deserve the 2%.
What do you mean?
No.
They're the stars in the movies.
They deserve a percentage, but I don't think they deserve 2%. They're in the movies, but they get paid up front to be in that movie. They get paid promotion. They get paid to walk around and stuff like that. They're paid there to do a job, and that's to play the actors within the film. They don't do the hard work behind it. If anybody deserves 2%, is the crew and everybody who make the actual show run. Those are the people that make the movie. The VFX artists, the people that do the makeup, the people that work on set, the people that that work on these studios and do all that stuff, they deserve the money. Actors come in, they act like prima donnas sometimes. They're bitches on set. Amber Heard. You got people that are very nice
Amber
and
Heard's never
cool.
been in a streaming movie,
There's some people that are very nice, like Jason Momoa and stuff like that. It's just directors, they deserve a chunk of it because they're the ones that are in the editing booth. They're the ones that do all the work. The actors just come in, do a performance, and leave. And yeah, I'm giving them less credit for it because a performance does take a lot of work. I'm sorry. That's I'm not trying to like say that it's easy work. It's just more. It's not a lot of work like the other people that have to put into it. You know what I mean? There's so much more people that actually make the gears turn that they are just the people that are in the movie.
Well, I understand that, and as someone who grasps the concept of those background people that make the machine turn, there's still no show without the actors.
Yeah, you need the big names to pull them in. I'm not gonna lie,
especially for Netflix movies.
Yeah, but if you already signed a contract saying if you're in my movie, I pay you this much of what the box office is, you get this much of what of
Well, you can't tell though because we don't know percentage numbers of that.
No, the actors, they come out, they say they get box office, they get a piece of the merch with their face.
We're not talking box office. We're talking like streaming and things like that. That's what they're fighting for.
Yeah, but that's what I'm telling you is that is they already get all these things plus the money that they get off the top. That why do they also need streaming? Because by the time those movies hit streaming, now if they are straight to streaming movies, then that's a different thing. They have to make a contract for them where they're going to get a certain amount or whatever for doing their work within this movie, but that's it. You already get residuals for being in that movie, this little bit already. And when that movie dies out, eventually residuals. When that movie dies out, eventually you're going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. But why do they always have to live rent-free for the rest of their life just because they were in that movie? They don't deserve this much. If the movie starts slowing down and dying, you're only going to get the little bit that you're going to get by that point. If the movie's been 18 years old, yeah, it might have been a banger, but understand it's been 18 years. Time to do another banger or get another payday. You got to work hard for that shit. That's just the way that I see it. It's like when it comes to streaming, that's a different ballgame. You're already getting a lot from box office and everything. But like I said, those up-and-coming people that are on streaming, they do deserve an upfront check or a percentage of whatever that maybe like the first week does or something. But other than that, move on. Start working on your next project. Make a bag from that one. When you become this top-tier actor like fucking, what's his name? Robert Downey Jr., who only did 10 Minutes and Far From Home and made over $1 billion, bro. Like that tells you how important he was to the company, that he made himself that name and he deserves that payday. If you're just this up and coming and you're just like, oh, I deserve 2% of whatever you guys get, it's like, why? You just came in and acted, and that was it. Like I said, I'm making it sound like I'm discrediting it, but it's not easy. Like
okay, what he's saying is fuck you, Tom Hanks. And all those other people that, I guess, give him good performances is what I'm hearing.
Okay, yes, they give good performances, but other than that, what other work do they put into the film besides promote?
What do you mean? They act, they give you the feeling and stuff. And granted, yeah, you need all of those are working cogs, but I'm not trying to we're not talking about the behind-the-scenes people.
How awkward it would be if it was just two people standing in a room and they were just looking at each other crying? You know how awkward that would be? No. It would be completely awkward to the point where an editor needs to come in, edit that scene, put music behind it, put a score, give it a backdrop, make sure that it looks all this stuff. Two actors are just one piece of the whole puzzle. That they're not that whole piece though. There's still other people that make them look good.
So you're telling me when you get like confronting scenes where you get like, I don't know, in Heat, you get De Niro and Al Pacino talking, literally just talking with a restaurant of people around them, extras, whatnot. There's no music there from what I remember. It's just them talking. That tension and all that, their performances is enough to carry that scene. You're telling me they probably wouldn't deserve 2% just for that scene alone, giving them that performance? Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Okay, they had one scene where they carried where the rest of the movie,
Tom Hanks in Castaway?
where the rest of the movie was carried by everybody else, the music, the VFX, the people that make the movie actually happen, the explosion, the people that back then Heat didn't have CGI. They would actually put their life on the line to make this explosion happen for a movie that they could have potentially. What about that lady? The lady that, what do you call it? That what's his name? Shot Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin shot her.
You think that she deserved that shit when she was? She probably deserved more money for that dangerous job, but she probably wasn't getting half of what Alec Baldwin was making, and she lost her life. That's what I'm saying. It's like the actors, they're there. I'm not saying that, but they already get their money's worth with social media. Okay, they're making money off social media, off ads or whatever. When they go on, they post a picture, they put their face towards something, they get deals. Ben Affleck has Dunkin' Donuts, all this stuff. They have this plethora of ways to make money. Why do you want to take more from what the studios are making? With that money can be distributed to the writers, the people that actually make the dialogue, because some people, when they try to come in and try to improvise or whatever, it comes out like ass, and they're just like, stick to the script, sweetie. Like, that's how it's supposed to be. Like, I kid you not, they do not deserve that. I think other people
Jonathan Majors taking the liberty to like improvise most of Kang's lines. He doesn't deserve a fat check for quite literally carrying Ant-Man and Quantumania.
Congratulations, but he stuck to the script in the next movie, and he's gonna stick to those scripts. You're not gonna tell me that you're gonna put on people on shitty sets. I think they deserve a bonus compensation, like Ryan Reynolds, who had to go in there with not a finished script, improvise and stuff like that. That's why he gets writer's credits now. Now he gets paid not only for acting, but also the writer's portion as well. Once you put your name on it, you are entitled to a piece of it. So they get money in other places. They do still get that point if they get that actor cred. What's her name? The girl on Wednesday, Jenna Ortega. She didn't have writer's cred before. Now she's a producer and a writer, has a writer's cred. So now she has two names. She's not only being paid for an actress, she's getting paid for those two things too. So, I mean, there's other ways to get the money. It's just, you got to do that. You can't just come in and be like, I deserve 2% of what the fuck you guys just made. Because I put my face to it.
Well, yeah, because you're getting a bigger check and a good performance from these actors. Now, should you be The Rock putting in less work as an actor, literally just not acting at all, and then still getting billions of dollars for every time you're on set? No, that shouldn't be the case at all.
But he pulls in tickets. His smile, his physique, the way that he is, brings people in. So, kind of like Robert Downey Jr., that's what I'm saying. The way he was Tony Stark. A lot of people just went just for him. He made a name. Chris Evans, same thing. He made a name. I know they say, oh, no, they go see Captain America. No, people care about Chris Evans as well. Now they see him in different movies. It's kind of like, oh, they're never going to be the same as that person. But at the same time, they still see them within those movies. And they're like, they're just going to draw attention. They get monies in different ways. There's no way.
No, man.
There's no way.
There's no way. That's so weird that you're actually discrediting actors. That's insane. Because even I can acknowledge that you need them just as much as you need the background people.
I said that. They are a piece in there.
And especially for straight-to-streaming movies.
Other people make the movies go.
Things like that. Like, those movies are bangers, and they deserve money for that shit.
Who deserves more money? The person who is directing in the volume, knowing the angles to use, making sure that it looks real for the camera so it looks real when it's edited, cut, and presented? Or the people just standing there being told, do this, do that, X, Y, Z, say these words, listen, say these words, all that stuff. It's the same thing.
No,
it's exact. It sounds like I'm making it low, but that's literally what happens on set. You're told what to do. You're told what to say. They do the performance. Yes, that is basically their area of expertise. They got to bring the attention. They got to bring the tears. They got to make people want it. But at the end of the day, there's other people that do the hard work. The directors, the VFX artists, the background people, the costume people, the makeup people. They make those people. If an actress or actor were just to walk in on set, they would look like shit. They need somebody to do their makeup, put their wardrobe on, put them in there. I'm pretty sure if they said, hey, this is a scene, go at it. Some people can improvise and it'll be good. Some people will not improvise very well and it'll be shit, and they'll be like, read this. It's just the truth. That's how it is. That's my stance on it. That's what I think. I think they deserve certain things, like no AI. Like, they're not allowed to be scanned without being paid for it first. And even then, if you pay for it, yes, you can only use me for this franchise or this film. That's it. But I need residuals and saying that I was in that movie if you're going to be using my face a lot of times. But if you're literally just asking for 2% and you're not even in that movie a lot of the time and you're just an actress or whatever, why are you going to just get 2%? What if you're a side actor and you're just asking for 2%? You think they deserve 2% side actors? They're in there for 10 minutes of a... Well, not 10 minutes. That's a lot of time. Maybe like 3 minutes out of an hour and a half movie. You think they deserve 2%?
We talking like what's a side character? Like, are we talking like RDJ and what's his name from Iron Man 1?
What, like Don Cheadle or Terrence Howard?
Terrence Howard.
No. Let's say like,
because I understand you shouldn't be paid as much as the main actor, but you still deserve something. Not as high as the main guy, but enough to live. Like, you know what I mean?
So the actor doesn't deserve 2% then? But you were just saying that
They
everybody
all
deserves 2%.
They all deserve 2% of, I guess, after the fact stuff. That shouldn't change the project. That's what they're fighting for, streaming and things like that. So after the fact, a movie can stay in the top 10, whether it be 1, 5, 10, 7. Like, they still deserve a cut of the pie after the fact. That's that 2%.
Oh, so the 2% for all the actors.
Yeah.
That are on the set.
Yes. Acting.
So they would split that depending on who gets more or whatever. Yeah, no, they don't deserve 2%. That's
insane.
Yeah, no, they don't deserve 2%. They're already getting off the top. Now, like I said, if that 2% is for streaming movies and streaming movies
that's what
only,
they're fighting for.
No, but then the people from the box office are going to be able to get that 2% too, because they're now on streaming. That shouldn't fly. That's not the same thing. That SAG AFTRA would have to fold on that part where there's different circumstances, different strokes for different folks. You can't get off the top at box office and then get streaming 2% too. And if that's
if you have a box office failure like The Flash, I guess Ezra doesn't deserve that 2% once it goes into streaming because of how bad it was.
Yeah,
that's insane.
If your movie didn't do good, why are you gonna get a fat ass check? Why do the actors get a fat ass check if the movie didn't do good? He couldn't keep his shit together. If I want to be harsh about it, he couldn't keep his shit together to the point that it ruined a lot of perception for the movie.
Yeah, but they still cut it at the knees, regardless. A box office run lasts like a good month or two.
What the studio does to themselves, if they want to put a gun in their mouth and blow it out, that's on them. But if they're paying these people to promote this movie, they do whatever they want. Now, yeah, you can look at it at the other side. Well, you're defaming these people because they're shooting themselves in the foot. That at the end of the day, they signed the contract. This is what they have to deal with. These are their people, their boss that they have to look at.
That's insane. There's no way.
That's that business perspective that I can probably get behind, and I understand that part. But like I said, the AI stuff and all that, that's different. The 2%, that sounds a little crazy. That sounds like kind of a bit. Now, unless they're gonna, if they do something like what they're doing with the writers and giving them a portion for how long they're on set, or maybe giving them hourly or something like that, because lunch breaks, whatever. I know that they're fighting for that because some people work overtime. Like, that needs to be rectified. I think if they're there all day, 12 hours, they should get paid overtime. I think they should get it paid for the time that they're being used. But all that extra stuff, I think there's some things that they can let go of sometimes too. 100%. And that's just business perspective too, from at least my business.
That's insane.
See, but listen to me, guys. He would rather pay talent more. I pay the hard workers that are in the trenches. You feel me?
When did I say that? I said that they all deserve their fair share, regardless. And I understand that the cogs in the machine in the back, because I still advocate heavy for that, deserve their pay. It's not good to be not paying the CGI workers or whatever. Like, they still need their cash. But the actors are still there putting on the performance so the movie can also happen. And they deserve their cut too.
That's why you have writers that are complaining, saying that they don't have enough to make rent and stuff like that. But then you have the likes of Dwayne Johnson who are making Tamara Mana and sipping on that shit.
Who does less work and still gets fat checks.
That's why. So you don't think...
Is he on Tom Hanks' level? Is he a Denzel Washington? No, he's not.
You think WGA should be making nothing while the actors who are reading the scripts that they write and doing the story that they put together...
No, they shouldn't be paid less. They should all be paid fairly. for their work and time.
Yeah.
If writers are now getting hourly, good for them.
Fairly is a big word. And I'm sure the studios are like, well, it isn't fair for these actors that we're paying to do a job to also take a big slice of the pie. That's like saying, as a company worker or whatever, that, oh, I did this work for you, I deserve 2% of whatever you're making from the company. No, you deserve an hourly wage and maybe a bonus if it does really good, but you're not going to take my whole company away from me or a percentage of my company just because you're doing the job. That's not going to happen. That's not going to fly. That's crazy.
Mm-mm.
That's too much. That's where they're going to have to fold. Now, if the AMPTP folds and they say 1% or something, or just a little bit under 1%, I give them that. But 2% is kind of a lot too.
I don't think so.
That's crazy.
No,
that's crazy. But the other things, 100%, 110%. But we also, that was a good debate right here. Bump that.
I'm not gonna bump you for that.
What? Well, see, I'm Dylan Danis in this, and he's Logan Paul. Dylan Danis, he's Logan Paul. 100%.
The way you were just talking about actors is insane. There's no way. I can't. I'll bump for the debate, but I really like.
That's all I wanted.
The way you. I guess for debate reasons, stooping actors that low was insane. Your tactic was insane.
It's not low. I'm not putting them low.
That's what it sounded like.
I even said and prefaced this too, is that I'm not discrediting the work that they have to do, because at the end of the day, they do a performance. They do something that possibly I can't do, where it's like give you that emotion, give you that feeling, and make you feel those things on screen. Yes, but at the end of the day, you still have other people, the people that wrote the dialogue for them to do that, the people that wrote the scene and told them to do those things, the people that edit that scene, the people that put the music in the background, the people that like run, the director who gets the angles and understands what's gonna hit home for a lot of people. They deserve that money too. They deserve a piece of the pie, not just actors. It's insane. And if I would rather the 2% go to the writers and all that stuff, because they do more of the work than actual actors, because they, like I said, they have all these other avenues where they can easily make more money because they're famous. So I'm not discrediting their work. Insane. If that's what's really like stumping you, because you know me, I'm a movie fanatic. I love movies, but I know who actually does the work.
I'm just saying.
You know those credits. You know the credits at the end of a movie, those long ass ones that you guys don't even sit through. That unless there's a post credit scene. But even then, you laugh at the names or you look at them and you just are like, oh, whatever. All those people down there made that movie for you. The few actors that were the few actors that were on top take 30 seconds to 45 seconds of the screen. The other two to 10-minute range of credits is the hard workers that put the movie together.
And then at the bottom are the money-hungry companies.
Yeah, exactly. At the very bottom, the last section. And this is brought to you by the studios that don't like to pay your people. That's literally
we're
how
the guys
it goes.
Not paying the ones up there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just where.
That's funny.
That's just where I'm at with it. I think actors are good, but hey, man, we gotta do better when it comes to where the money's split and where certain dollars should go. I think if they do a 2%, WGA should also get a part of that pie and say that pot that you were talking about where all that money is going to go, they should get a good chunk of that as well, and then sprinkle it out, accordingly as it goes down. But you can't just give actors this and not WGA, because WGA barely got what they get, 1 point something. They got like a 1.8 or something, 1.6. I would say 1 or below 1 for the SAG AFTRA. Yeah, that's where we'll find the divide there. But the interviewer goes on to say, "Can you talk about the mood of the conversation before they broke off? Was there a sense that talks would be smoother after the studios reached a deal with the Writers Guild of America?" Desher wound up responding with the Writers Guild. Also, they broke negotiations with that too. So now that a contract has been agreed upon, everybody's all warm and fuzzy. But at the time, I think it was very conscientious that they don't like to give away ice in the winter. So I've never really dealt with this kind of ingenious and need to get their own way. I think that they're very used to getting their own way. I think that the idea that we want to go into a pocket to compensate for the lack of income that we cannot get for our worker members in a streaming model, it is just so repugnant to them, and they just feel like, who are we to want to get compensated the way we used to be? Who are we to think that they deserve to make an honest wage that meets inflation? Who are we to challenge them in any way? We should be so lucky to get whatever they want because they're the bosses. And I keep pointing out to them that kind of business practice is unsustainable nowadays. It was maybe something that people brought into the 20th century, but that dog eat dog, the bottom line is the bottom line. It just doesn't pan out, and we can't think that way anymore. We can't go in a whole new business and not question how this is going to impact the fundamental contributors to your business. And that's exactly what they did. And now they're like annoyed at us for pointing out the problem. It's really like an alternate universe. I can't even believe it. And I keep trying to put it into a global context that they have a responsibility to workers. They're leaders in the industry. They should set the example for industries around the world. This is their opportunity as well to raise the bar on how employers deal with workers, how they thank them, how they include them, and how they treat them like people.
Yeah.
Give them a pizza for lunch one day.
Dear God.
Don't they cater to these people? They cater them food. They do all that stuff. Now, you have that time and time again where, like, you know, studios do shady shit like
DCWB.
Like what we're talking about, DCWB. I was talking to you the other day about Alan Richson or whatever, that he was in TMNT, the Michael Bay ones, and how poorly they were treated as these voice actors who were doing the turtles. And that, you know, he said a story that he was left in a parking lot with the other 3 members and wondering when they were going to get picked up, but because of contract stipulations or whatever, they were the last ones to leave in the middle after a 14-hour shift in the middle of the night. So it's like that was after they called for like help, and producers like, what the fuck is going on? Why are we left here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they had like their own shitty times, and I understand. That's why I think people should get compensated for shitty productions. If you're doing work that you don't like, as long as you're doing work, you should get paid for that. But there's, you know, like I said, business is business, and it gets trickled down.
I think that's insane, actually. Walking away from the table and just ending conversation is insane. Like what goes through the company's head at that point? Well, they're just like, where you guys are being ridiculous, and they leave. You know what I mean? It felt like we're getting the opposite reactions that the WGA thought that they had.
Yeah,
because the ball was in their court most of the time. And here it feels like, SAG has the ball, but they're not even trying to compete. The companies, they're just like, you guys are ridiculous, and then they're like not taking them seriously, like they did with the WGA. Like even if they do come to a deal, like who's to say that the WGA won't, or the SAG won't fold, basically? Because they're at that point they're like, okay, we'll take what we can take, but they shouldn't fold like that.
They shouldn't fold, and they should get certain things. I think that healthcare stuff is an important thing. I think them getting that AI thing is an important thing. There's certain things that is important. 2% is not one of them. She goes on. She was asked, this will officially be the longest strike in Guild's history next week. What are your thoughts and how we got here? Desher responded, well, I think it's indicative of the fact that they stopped talking back to us July 12th and didn't come back until less than 10 days ago. You know, we only met with them a couple of times, Monday half a day, Wednesday half a day. That was what they were available for. Then this past week, it was Monday and a half day on Wednesday, and then bye-bye. I don't even know what they're thinking, but I did say to them, with all due respect, we have been waiting for you to come back. We wanted to avert the strike. We extended an unprecedented extension, and we called them in the 11th hour. They didn't really want to negotiate. They just want us to they want us to like what they want us to like. They don't want us to have a mind. They don't want us to have a thought. They don't want us to have feelings or complain that we can't make a living and can't support our families, and we're having problems paying the rent. And like I said, everything's fair. I think the rest of those conversations, the rest is on AP .com, apnews.com, but they're doing their best. The AMPTP is just refusing to come back.
Yeah.
I think we kind of hammered down where the big frustration is probably at, and that has to be that 2% for streaming, and everything else we can agree on. The healthcare, the AI. I think the 2% and where that money should go is a big issue, and it rightfully so. I think that's always the big root of everything, right? Money. Is money. Where is the money gonna get distributed? Yeah, we'll give you healthcare because you need that. But, we're not animals. Yeah,
basically, no.
AI. We need to discuss that because how often can we use you? Depending on franchises, should be discussed. How often can we use you with a recurring role? Should be discussed.
I think the WGA really won the fight against AI with that shit.
Yeah, we don't know why the AMPTP is not fighting. They're not giving them an answer why they shut down. So it could be an AI thing. I don't think it's because of AI. They had no problem giving it up to the WGA. Well, that's because the writing and using your face is two different things. Writing?
Yeah, but it's always been like the consensus that like if the actor has passed or whatnot, ask next of kin if it's cool, and if they say yes, go ahead.
Devil's advocate, like the clip that we seen, it's kind of like, well, we need to make AI people. We need to be able to use some kind of face. Maybe it's maybe we do one of our own, and then somebody comes out and is like, that looks like me. You need to pay me for using my face. Well, where's the end to that? Because if you had to gotten it for somewhere, you had to scan somebody's face to make a face.
Yeah,
unless you're just fucking...
You're just making it completely out of, thin air.
What is it? Doodle bob? You're doing a doodle bob? It jumps off the screen. So that's like... there has to be a limit with that, right? Kind of how we were talking about the other time, too. AI, when they make AI music or songs with certain people's voice, where's the limit for that?
Yeah.
It's free space, it's free public. I can use his voice and put it through a translator and maybe make something with AI. Where's the limit? Where does it stop? Somebody's gonna get a reward for that shit. I think that's where the AI conversation is batting down, and then the studios come to this side where it's like, well, we can really use that and really need it for certain things.
Yeah,
it's just that has to be a conversation as well. But I think everything else is more clear cut and dry. Besides those 2 points, because AI is becoming a big thing, and you need to be able to use it. Because even the AMPTP said that you can use AI as a tool. Not as a whole measurement to make something, but as an actual tool, which I'm sure we'll hear in some
when they start using it.
Yeah, this movie was created by entirely AI. Look at the new direction that Hollywood is going. Like, eventually, dipping your toe is going to eventually lead to putting your whole body into it.
Yeah.
It's just about when that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an ongoing issue. They're going to still talk it out, figure it out, and we'll come back to you guys on another episode whenever that happens. Moving on, though, we have a couple other topics. One of them is Daredevil. We had to talk about this. This is something that is ongoing. It's going to be crazy. We're getting a new direction for Daredevil.
Yeah.
Marvel decided to ditch all the writers, all the directors, and they're basically going to start the show again. It's crazy because they already started recording.
Yeah.
They shot some of the film before the WGA strike, before the SAG AFTRA strike.
Yes.
They were, they were filming during the WGA strike, and then when SAG AFTRA hit, they were like, "Well,
no, we gotta stop.
We gotta stop." I don't know if that time they sat back. I don't know if Iger sat back and watched the show and wondered, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
Yeah.
Because they said in this article that the Marvel series was set to continue the adventures of Charlie Cox as the blind superhero Matt Murdock. Is getting a complete overhaul. EW has confirmed The Hollywood Reporter was the first to report the news to the studio and parted ways with the head writers Chris Ord and Matt Corman, which were the two writers for DareDevil Born Again.
Yeah.
The 18-episode series paused production in June due to the writer's strike, giving executives, including Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige, time to review the footage. After deciding that the show was not working, the studio is now looking for new writers and directors for the project. Some elements of the original series will be kept, with Corman and Ord credited as executive producers, but Daredevil Born Again is ultimately heading in a new creative direction. According to the report, Corman and Ord's version of the series resembled a procedural rather than the bloody and action-packed version of Daredevil that first existed on Netflix before moving to Disney+. Cox reportedly didn't don his Daredevil costume until his 4th episode of the reboot.
What the fuck?
The situation has also inspired big changes at the Marvel Television. Daredevil Born Again is far from the first troubled production of the studio. Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and Secret Invasion went through their major revamps of their own, including head writer swaps. Going forward, Marvel plans to follow a more traditional TV production process, including hiring showrunners who will write pilots and show Bibles. The studio also expressed a desire to veer away from limited series and towards multi-seasoned serialized TV.
What the fuck is the show Bible?
Basically what the law is within TV. Because, you know, like in movies, you have to go by certain rules. Like, you know, Iron Man's not going to just turn into a mecha robot. Like, he's going to build to, you know, eventually getting to that point if necessary. You know that... kind of like what they said, they have rules on Michael Myers. That's like the Bible on like what Michael Myers can and cannot do. Yeah, that's basically the show Bible, setting the precedent for a series. Okay. Kind of like what they were doing with their Disney Plus shows right now. Like the first director basically set the tone for the rest of the show, and the rest of the directors had to follow. But how they said as well that they're going to be ditching their formula for a more traditional TV sense, like more seasons and an actual TV show. And that's fucking smart. They were not doing this the whole time. This is why the AMPTP, this is why Marvel, at Disney, all these, not really Paramount, I would say some creatives have gotten it right, but Kevin Feige is a moron, bro. Fucking stupid at this point, because how are you not going to understand that making a television show and making a movie are two different things? Yeah. You can, and this is why every single show feels stretched, because they're doing a movie format for they're doing movie formats for their Disney Plus shows. Yeah. And they're extending stuff that shouldn't. That's why we always say we can cut out this episode, this one, and this could have been a movie. More cohesive. They're idiots, bro. That's so crazy that Disney Plus has been doing this. And this has been a Disney Plus issue. This is not even a Marvel issue altogether. I think this is also a Star Wars issue. I think this has been just like with all their shows just stretched out for whatever reason. Because they're trying to give you the cinematic experience and make it feel different than Netflix and all that stuff. But they still hire TV showrunners. They hire all these people because they're a different department.
Yeah. It's actually smart that they're taking it back, and it's cool that we're probably gonna get this. We're gonna see Daredevil be the first one to switch up. Then I thought it was gonna be with Echo or whatever, but apparently it's gonna start with Daredevil.
So don't even release Echo.
I guess Echo's supposed to set up Daredevil.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're going a different direction, do they really need it?
I think they'll probably end it. Oh no, they can't. Huh? I was gonna say they could probably reshoot, but they can't.
Well, I mean, it's a 6-episode like limited series, so wherever it lands them, they can just go a different direction. Yeah, if they really need to. But in reality, you don't need them. Then
Vince D'Onofrio said that they're working on the best thing or whatever, and it's just time to be patient, which is fine. But I don't really have complaints about this. It throws me off because, obviously the writers worked on like 2 Christmas movies, and I felt like they were inexperienced from the jump, and so they were just like, "What the fuck is this? We gotta throw this away." So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them starting from scratch.
Yeah, me too. Fuck yeah. They're about to ruin this shit, bro.
Yeah, I think it's time to rewatch the shows, if I'm being honest. Like, I haven't seen it forever.
I've been on the 2nd season. I gotta finish it up. Yeah. We just been doing our Halloween stuff. But yeah, it's good that they're taking it back to the drawing board, because let me tell you, none of their shows have been working. They said a few of these shows. They said She-Hulk, Secret Invasion, and Moon Knight. There was more shows out there that they could have really fixed 100%. I don't know why they went this direction, but thank God they're moving on, because I'm tired. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of that shit, bro. I'm so sick of it. One thing that I wanted to bring up just to kind of get to the point where we're closing this out. I know this is a kind of a bigger episode, guys, but I felt like you guys deserved it, especially because we did miss out yesterday for a fight that didn't really pan out to be the best, I guess. But something that's going to make you just be like, what the fuck is going on? Jada Pinkett Smith saying that she's been separated from Will Smith since 2016. In an upcoming interview, they gave out a little snippet, and man, she's saying a bunch of crazy shit on this interview. She said that they've been living separately since 2016, that she doesn't understand why he's been referring to him as wife, that whole Chris Rock slap was just weird when he said keep my name out, keep my wife's name. Yeah. And then that whole red table talk that happened in 2020, why was he upset about the entanglement if they haven't been together for so long, supposedly? And why are they still married and not divorced? And I think at one point she said that Tupac was her soulmate. This whole interview was just insane.
I saw that. I saw the Tupac soulmate one. I saw that she mentioned his alopecia, and I was like, no, we knew he had alopecia.
Mm-hmm. That's why he was bald.
Yeah, we knew that. She was like, oh, it's a big secret. No one knew, but we knew.
I feel like she said alopecia just because he said it.
Yeah. Stupid. But Will Smith, I thought they were, I mean, obviously, I don't think they're getting divorced only because legal trouble and money and things like that. I don't think they want to end up cutting each other's checks or whatnot because I guess they're both successful.
Yeah.
But if they're separated already, then I guess by law, or however they're married, they're still together. So, I mean, my wife isn't totally out the question. But damn, Will, if you knew, why'd you go and hit Chris Rock? Apparently, Chris Rock tried to take her out. I don't know, man. I haven't seen the whole interview. Apparently, she said she sold crack.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith, get it together.
Yeah, I gotta finish that interview up. But, like, it's insane, man. It's insane. This is who you want to give 2% to? People like this? That do crazy shit?
She an actress? Does she still act?
They both act.
I have not seen her in a project.
She was
Gotham.
In The Matrix 4.
Was she?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
She was her, but just older, with like the messed up eye and everything.
Oh, because she was in The Matrix.
Yeah.
I don't remember her in the fourth one.
Yeah, she was in the fourth.
Damn. I don't remember the fourth one in total, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. She still does stuff here and there.
Will Smith hasn't even been in a movie in a minute.
He was in Emancipation.
That was forever ago, dude.
That was like a couple months ago, man.
The timeline is crazy. I don't know.
This is a weird timeline. Where's King?
I don't know. Jada Pinkett Smith airing this out was not on my 2023 bingo card. This is insane.
Yeah, and Will Smith still not responding to it is.
I know. Does he ever just see that shit and be like, damn?
He's just in his room. He's just like.
I saw someone.
Why did she say these things?
I saw someone say that J. Cole should sue Jada for that line.
That Jada and that Will love.
Yeah.
She heard it and she was like, "I'm about to fuck this relationship up." I was like, "Damn, man, that shit's."
J. Cole's looking at his phone like, "Ugh, I don't want this." Like, damn, bro.
Tosses.
She needs to shut up, man.
Yeah, this one's gonna be an interesting case. Now, if Will Smith responds, we'll keep up with you guys. But I just want to start planting.
He never does.
He never does. He will. This is a tall order. This one's a tall one. He will. This is gonna make him snap. We're either gonna see him put out a tweet, put out a video. He'll probably be on an interview somewhere.
Yeah.
Or the extreme will happen, and Big Willie will say goodbye. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
That's so insane.
This one's gonna be interesting, but we're planting the seeds now. It's gonna be great. We'll keep you guys updated with this one. But our last two trailers, yes, Josh, we got a horror one and we got one that I think you're gonna like. I think it's gonna be a good watch for you. First off, we've already been talking about it. The Strangers, after a successful first, failed attempt / successful attempt at a second.
I like the second one. I
did too, but some people didn't. I don't know why. And I don't think it made a lot of money. I think it got a lot of people
overshadowed by something.
Yeah, I think it was another movie. I want to go watch it in theaters. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, me too.
They decided to go a trilogy route. They're gonna start a whole trilogy.
Oh, they're gonna do it. They're gonna start over.
Yeah, they're gonna reboot it, start over, and they're gonna begin with a trilogy. 2 of which are being filmed back to back right now. So Chapter 1's already gonna be released pretty soon, and Chapter 2 is being filmed, and I believe Chapter 3 is already being filmed as well. They kind of put a pause, obviously, because of the strikes, but I believe they're already on beginning production of 3.
Yeah.
So we got the first teaser trailer for it, which is like 2 minutes long, which is insane. It's gonna be good. I'm actually excited for it. I do have the stars in this one. It's Madeline Pesh, Gabriel Basso, Rachel Shenton. It sounds like a lot of new people. Richard Blake, he's not new. I've seen him before. He's the dude that got decapitated in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Very good.
I remember that.
It's the synopsis says a young couple drive cross country toward a new beginning. Unfortunately, they have no choice but to stop in a secluded Airbnb in Oregon and endure a night of terror against 3 masked strangers. Sounds exciting?
Yeah.
You ready to see the first official clip?
Mm-hmm.
Ryan?
Oops, sorry. Ugh.
I knew you couldn't ride a motorcycle. Ryan? Ryan? Hello? Is Tamara here? No. We already told you there is no Tamara here. Hello? Is Tamara here?
Yeah.
Damn. That one looks good.
Creepy, huh?
Yeah. I'm vibing with that one.
I honestly I enjoy the original 2 that came out. I think they were both good. They had released some photos as well. But yeah, coming out this year, it's gonna be good. The Strangers.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping to see what was gonna happen in the next one after where they kind of left off in the
on a little cliffhanger, I think.
Yeah. Like she was in the hospital and they found her in the hospital. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe the third one's gonna take place in the hospital type thing, and then eventually meet their end kind of shit. But I mean, I guess a reboot and actually having a coherent way to get them all the way through, and then eventually go out on a blaze of glory would be a good setup. I'd be down 100%. Maybe we should review these movies too.
I'd be down for that.
That's something that we could probably do as well. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm always excited for these kind of movies, and I love this premise because even like the director and the original producer, they said like, they're like, what's their motivation? Like, why do they, do all this stuff? And it's just like, because they can. Like, that's just their thing. Like, they
just want to.
They just want to, like, fuck shit up. There's psychos out there all the time, and for them to be afraid of a family who's just psychotic, like whoever they are, it's great. It's great. That's what scares you, is that anybody can be at the door. Yeah. Anybody could be saying it's insane. But can't wait for this movie. Can't wait for all three of them, honestly. And if they're filming them back to back, that obviously means they have a vision, and they're gonna see that shit.
Something cooking.
We gotta see these in theaters. I'm just saying. But moving on to our final trailer, it's The Iron Claw, coming from A24. Sick. We got Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White, Harris Dickinson, and a bunch of other more cast. Lily James, she's the only other one that I really know off top. You know who Jeremy Allen White is.
He's the bear.
Yeah, that's right. I know you know his name. I thought you would kind of enjoy seeing this one. It's a true story of the inspirable Von Erich brothers who made history in the intensely competitive world of professional wrestling in the early 1980s. Interesting.
They're 4 brothers who wrestle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You down?
Yeah.
Let's watch it. Well,
it's by A24.
By A24.
Ever since I was a child, people said my family was cursed. Mom tried to protect us with God. Pop tried to protect us with wrestling. He said if we were the toughest, the strongest, nothing had ever hurt us. I believed him. We all did.
Morning.
Pants tomorrow, please, David.
Perry, I want you to join your brothers in the ring.
Yes, sir. I love that.
Now, we all know Kerry's my favorite, then Kev, then David, then Mike. But the rankings can always change.
What do you want in life, Kevin Von Erich?
More ribs?
I want to be with my family. Be with my brothers.
What do you like to do with your brothers?
Together, we can do anything.
We're here to restore justice to the Wrestling Federation that our father built with his own 2 hands. The hands that were passed down to us. The hands that will deliver the Iron Claw to you.
So what do you think? Like we're alive?
I love your family, Kevin.
You gonna be an uncle? Yes, sir.
Oh, man, that makes me so happy.
I'll talk to you about something, Mom. Dad's too tough on us. You gotta say something.
Baby, that's what your brothers are for.
Feel that? You feel that? That's pressure.
You're pushing too hard.
I'm fine, Kev. Seriously, I'm just sick.
I'm scared, man. It all out of control.
That's a terrible accident.
I should have stopped him. I need to think about my family.
Your job is to wrestle. Live up to that deal, or we are through.
I told you to look out for him!
I just love being out there with you guys. It's the only thing that matters to me.
The Bonner will forever be the greatest family in the history of wrestling.
December 22nd, a whole month after my birthday. That's gonna be nice. That's gonna be a good one.
That looks good. Yeah.
I haven't finished the Bear season 2. Full
God
disclosure.
damn it, man.
Yeah. Full disclosure.
It might be time to rewatch it.
I like Jeremy Allen White as a actor, so seeing him here, I thought he was gonna be a little bit more stocky, kind of like how Zac Efron went balls deep into fucking Bane shit. Like that shit's crazy. How the fuck does he get that physique? You gotta have money for that physique, 100%.
I think his problem is just that he's short, so maybe it's because of him being that short. His physique's gonna be a little different, obviously. But he still looks built. This is insane.
Yeah,
not as built as Zac Efron, but
yeah.
Built.
No, Zac Efron's a freak. Looks crazy. Excited for this one. Honestly, what did you think? I felt like you would have really got a kick out of this one.
Oh yeah, no, it looks good. I'm vibing with it for sure. I'm not a big fan of wrestling, but this one seems interesting enough.
Oh, for the actors too.
Oh yeah,
like,
obviously, yeah.
I think this might be like a big ticket winner for both of them. Probably,
yeah.
Maybe award winning. I'd say.
Yeah. Hopefully they it comes out good and they get to see their shine, because I would totally love to see Jeremy Allen White in more movies.
Yeah, he's making his way up from TV, so
yeah,
he's going. He's on his way. Zac Efron, I don't know if it was the jaw thing. I don't know if it was him trying to dip too much into that like comedy scene or something. But like, I think after seeing him in Dahmer, I wanted to see him in a little bit more things, and he kind of been letting me down just a little bit. So I kind of wanted to, like, he played Dahmer for a second, and I kind of wanted to see him do something different and actually like use those chops, like actual serious acting type shit, like not be a like in Baywatch and stuff like that, you know, like this dumb jock or whatever.
Yeah, not in the comedy scene as heavy.
Yeah,
which makes sense because he did do a lot of comedy, and while it did work, his chops are. We got to see his chops again.
When was the last like serious role he had? Was that like High School Musical? Don't play with me.
No, there's no way. I know he's been in a lot more stuff.
What's the serious role he had?
It's just hard to remember because I feel like he's more notable for what he's been in comedy wise.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Dirty Grandpa, like that's a funny one. Then he had that one with what's it called? What was his name? The dude from Whiplash?
His name's Zachary David Alexander. That's hilarious. Which one?
The dude, Miles Teller?
Yeah.
He had that one with Miles Teller. Can't remember what it was called.
He had a movie with Miles Teller? Oh, The Awkward Moment.
Yeah, that one.
That one was like a comedy too, though. And he was playing that like douchebag or whatever. Charlie St. Cloud. I never saw that one. He was in The Con Artist? I didn't see that one either. Yeah, he did he did a couple serious movies that I never saw, but I don't know why I never seen him. Gold. This one looks like he's dirty in this one. This one came out last year. I don't know. Zac Efron really hasn't been hitting my radar, but after seeing this one, and maybe it's because A24 is attached to it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing too, right? So studios also could make movie stars. Man, this is a whole conversation that we can really like dive deep with that guild thing, because like if there's actors like that where you don't really know, but then they're coming out in from a banger studio that does not miss, then it's like, isn't it the studio that's giving them the recognition and reputation now?
No.
The writers are what put these people on this path.
Yeah, it's inner workings, not the studios.
I don't know. That could be a whole conversation. But December 22nd, this looks exciting. Can't wait to get into that one. And honestly, this might be a contender if we can squeeze it in before our yearly like ranking, right? What are you typing up over there?
Yeah, no.
What are you looking for?
Nothing.
Oh.
Zac Efron, his like movies are just weird. That's it. That's the only takeaway. Seeing him in this one is just gonna be crazy because it's a serious one. Can he do it?
Can he be serious? I think he could do it. I just think he chose not to do it for a while. I don't know if now he can.
I think he was because he was trying to coast on like his looks. His looks. I was gonna say sexiness, but his looks. Yeah.
But now that his jaw's gone,
I think now that he's older, he's just trying to mature. He's gonna have that turning point like all actors usually do.
Yeah. Ever since he got his jaw rebuilt.
That's so dumb. Such a dumb decision. He was like, "I look too good. Let's fuck this up."
Well, no, he got in an accident, man.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he got in an accident and it fucked up his jaw, and that's why he had to get it like refixed, and he got it like obviously as well as he could, but he didn't do it on purpose. He actually went in. He got in an accident.
It looks terrible.
Yeah. Maybe he needs to go back to the plastic surgeon. Maybe they were like, "This is all we can do, guy. Like, you still look good. Just get ripped." Like, you know. But either which way, good movie. Looks great. I can't wait. You can't wait. We'll watch it when it comes out. We'll keep you guys in touch with like all the new stuff that's happening. There's obviously a lot to talk about. We went on a whole discussion. Like I said, I want to bump you one more time. That was a good debate. Good job. Yeah. Even though you don't agree with me, I'll slap you up about it later. But with that being said, Josh, if you want to go ahead and let them know one more time where they can talk to us, you know, give us a movie to review, catch a live stream, and, you know, support us in a big way.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. We post when new episodes are up. You can hit us up there for any news or movies you want us to cover. Listen to our podcast anywhere you get your podcast at FilmBros Podcast. Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, things like that. Support us in a big way. Buzzsprout link is in those bios and the socials I just gave you. Supporters get special thanks on episodes, shout outs, things like that, and perks just meant for you guys. So help us out. We recognize you for doing such a thing. We'd appreciate it greatly. Catch our live streams every Saturday. So again, sorry for not doing it yesterday when time of recording. We were watching the fights. But every Saturday we go live on Twitch at FilmBros Podcast. And we go live throughout the week, so you don't want to miss that. Be a part of the conversation. Subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast. That's all our socials and stuff.
Yeah, and with that being said, shout out to y'all, and we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.